What's good, everybody? It's the Clown with Cab Show. Shout out to the Denver Nuggets winning their first NBA championship ever. I'm so excited. Shout out to Jokic, MVP, Finals MVP. What an amazing season. Honestly, I'm way off. I thought the Los Angeles Lakers would have won the NBA championship this year with the GOAT LeBron James, but it was all Jokic in the Denver Nuggets. And I just think the whole chemistry of the Denver Nuggets, they clicked. And obviously with Jamal Murray, those two guys alone, they're the reason the Denver Nuggets won it. Yes, I get it. Their bench was good. They had good role players like Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, Michael Porter Jr., Christian Braun. Those guys coming off the bench really having a spark, right? But I'm looking at the star players and saying without obviously Jokic, they're not doing anything. They're not even going to run this deep in the playoffs without Jokic. Obviously with Murray, I don't think they win the championship either, but I just think Jokic was the key piece here. He dominated. I mean, he just did everything great. I mean, even in the Los Angeles Lakers series against Anthony Davis, he made Anthony Davis look like a cupcake. He made him look like a JV basketball player. And Jokic is a D1 top-notch Division I basketball player. That's the level difference it was when I saw Anthony Davis. I mean, Anthony Davis trash. He's got to go in the weight room. But Jokic, it was all the Denver Nuggets, man. And we look at Jokic and realize, dude, he is a baller. And I really underestimated him. Didn't really get to see him a lot this year. But when I did, I was like, dude, this cat is nice. He doesn't look like a basketball player. He looks like a guy that would really be like a fighter or something. Or maybe like a guy born in like the 1940s and like, the Vietnam War or something, dude. Like he looks like an old cat, right? He looks like a guy that would, carry around with an AK or something. Not to be stereotypical or anything, but he just looks like a mean guy. He doesn't look like a happy guy whatsoever. His facial expressions are like, dude, like this guy is like, maybe born in the wrong generation, dude. Like he should have been born, around World War I times or something like that. But Jokic, he's a baller. Game 1, 27 points, 13 boards, dominated. Game 2 is the only game they lost. Yeah, he dropped 41 points, 11 boards that game. Dude, just domination. Game 3, it was all Murray, 34 points. Jokic had 21 boards, which is insane. And then Game 4, we had role players like Aaron Gordon step up, drop 27 off the bench, dude. That is crazy. I mean, yes, there were some games where Aaron Gordon probably started, but, Aaron Gordon dropping 27, dude, in Game 4, that's insane. And then Game 5, Jokic, 28 points, 16 boards. They had a lot of just chemistry there. And I just seen the Miami Heat, they made a good run with Jimmy Butler. I saw last night in Game 5, at the end where Jimmy Butler is only 1-point game, they're down 1, really a dumb pass, really ill-advised decisions by Jimmy Butler at the end of the regulation of the finals, dude. Like that was all or nothing there. You guys are down 3-1, you're down 1 point, dude, with like 30 seconds left, and you throw a dumb pass. I just don't get it, and I'm looking at Jimmy Butler. I'm not going to blame Jimmy Butler because really Jimmy Butler's the only reason they made it that far. I mean, what other players like stepped up to help Jimmy Butler, dude? Like we're looking at players that really the league has really never heard of before, dude. Like straight up, and a lot of them are just like head scratchers. Like I never heard of that guy. Obviously Tyler Hero was out. They've had Caleb Martin. It's a guy that no one really heard of, and then he stepped up. And then Kevin Love's past his prime. Obviously Adebayo had a good series. Guys like Gabe Vincent, nobody really heard of him. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these guys were just, really second role players here. And for the Miami Heat to run that far, I was really surprised. And we look at the Boston Celtics and realize they shot themselves in the foot. They had all the talent in the world, yet they can't capitalize on it. I'm looking at the Boston Celtics and saying, what happened? What was the disaster, the downfall of you guys not making it that far into the finals? Like, that is crazy to me. And then the Miami, they almost got swept. But, the Denver Nuggets, man, they prevailed, which is even more crazy that Jokic is finals MVP, right? He was a second-round draft pick. 41 overall, dude. That is crazy in the 2014 NBA draft. And who was the number 1 overall pick? Shout out to Andrew Wiggins. He's a champion with the Golden State Warriors. But what's even more crazy is Julius Randle went number 7 to the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers could have got Jokic, dude. That is insane to me. They went with Julius Randle, which he's a good player. He really is, but come on. There's levels to this, dude, and he's not on the same level as Jokic. I'm looking at the Los Angeles Lakers and thinking, how did they fumble that bag? How did they let that go? You know, why did they go with Julius Randle? He's not even on the Lakers anymore. And yet Jokic is on the same squad, dude. He's been with the Nuggets since 2015, even though he got drafted in 2014. I'm just looking at it and head scratcher. Like, dude, I'd rather much have Jokic than trash Anthony Davis, dude. Like, straight up. I'm like, dude, what is going on? Joel Embiid, number 3rd overall pick, which well-deserved. You know, he's MVP this season. You know, well-deserved. But Jokic, 41 overall? Like, dude, how does that happen? How does he fall so deep in the second round? And that just goes to show you in the NBA, you know, draft picks really don't mean that much, dude. It's what you do when you get in the league. And I do think getting into the NBA is a lot harder than getting in, per se, like the NFL. The NFL's a 53-man roster, dude. Like, how many players do you have on an NBA team? Like 15, somewhere around there? Like, not even that. That's crazy. Jokic, 41 overall, and Jokic is just laughing right now saying, I'm the best player in the league. I'm the NBA Finals MVP. I don't care about all the other stuff. You know, I don't care about, you know, defensive player of the year, you know, offensive player of the year. You know, he got the most steals. No. Jokic is about winning and winning championships. Now, do I see them winning and continue winning championships in the future with the team they got? I do and I don't in a way. I just think the Denver Nuggets need to add a couple more pieces. Maybe add like a true point guard. I think Jamal Murray's more of a 2-guard. I would say get it like a true point guard. A guy that was really just a facilitator, a drive and kick point guard. Someone, you know, just someone that can create, not necessarily always throw up crappy threes and just throwing up dumb shots. I want a point guard that can lead the team, you know, mentally, physically, spiritually, and just, hey, this is what we're going to do. You know, and Jamal Murray, I would put him at 2-guard, but I think the Denver Nuggets right now, what's the possibility of them repeating? I do think it's a long shot, but you know, Jokic, he can take him so far. And the thing is, who's going to stop Jokic this season out in the West? You know, okay, you know, Joel Embiid's out in the East. That's a good matchup. But I just think West, dude, he's dominating everybody. You know, Anthony Davis this year, dude, he's going to have to do something different. Like, straight up. Like, Anthony Davis should have been hitting the weight room 3 years ago. You know, he's getting body, dude. Jokic made him look like a little brother, dude. Like, he just manhandled him, dude. Like, just out in the park, just bodying him, doing whatever he wants to do. And, like, Anthony Davis is going to have to do something this offseason. But the Denver Nuggets add a couple more pieces, and I think the Denver Nuggets could very well repeat. It's tough to repeat in the NBA. You know, it really is. And I think the last team to do it was the Lakers. Like, you know, they three-peated in the early 2000s, and Kobe did win in 09, 010. I think the Los Angeles Lakers, and then obviously the Miami Heat, you know, with the LeBron James and D-Wade were the last team to repeat. Or, excuse me, and then, no, let me correct myself. And then it was LeBron James and D-Wade. Then it was Steph Curry and the Warriors to do it. I believe it was 17 and 18 they repeated. So it is kind of common in a way, but I just think, you know, the Denver Nuggets, they do have the DNA to win. They do have the team chemistry to win it all yet again in 2024. And it all starts with Jokic. And I think Jokic is that X-factor player where it's like, hey, you know, everything's going to go through me. You know, I'm going to get the ball in the post. There's going to be a double team. I'm going to kick it out to the 3. I'm going to do different things here. And obviously Jamal Murray, another X-factor player. You know, hats off to Jamal Murray. You know, missed last season, and I think part of the 2021 season as well with the ACL injury. And now all of a sudden he never gave up. Jamal Murray, he battled back, you know, put in the work and just never gave up, dude. And now he's an NBA champion, dude, for life. You know, all these guys. And the Denver Nuggets are really a young team, dude. So I think, you know, obviously Jeff Green is a little older, but Michael Porter Jr., you know, Bruce Brown, Christian Braun, dude, those guys are young. So I think that's good. And then Aaron Gordon, been in the league a little bit, but still, like, dropping 27 in Game 4. I think they need to keep the same team, add a couple more pieces, and I think the Denver Nuggets could very well repeat, even though I do think it's a long shot. But I wouldn't say, I would give them about right now to repeat 25% chance to repeat. And And that's pretty good. That's pretty good odds to say, hey, Jokic and the Denver Nuggets are going to do it yet again. But it's hard because a lot of things happen in the offseason, a lot of offseason trades, just different things happening. But I'm telling you what, the Denver Nuggets, they have something going. And who would have thought the Denver Nuggets would have won it? Let's be honest. And I don't even think the Denver Nugget fans at the beginning of this season, in game one, at the very first game, I don't think fans were going to be like, oh, hey, we're going to win the NBA championship this year. We're going to be NBA champions. Jokic is going to win Finals MVP. I don't think that crossed many fans' minds in Denver. I think the reality was, hey, we got a good team. We're going to make the playoffs, and hopefully we run deep in the playoffs. Now, all of a sudden, they ran deep. They beat LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. They make it all the way to the finals and almost sweep the Heat, beat them in 5 games. It made it look easy. And I just thought the matchup was terrible for the Miami Heat. Like, they just got bodied. They were smaller than the Denver Nuggets. They just weren't as hungry, I feel like. Yes, Jimmy Butler was good. I just think Jimmy Butler could have been a little bit more aggressive. I think in the 2020 NBA Finals, Jimmy Butler was way more aggressive than he was this year in this Finals. And I'm not trying to blame Jimmy Butler. Obviously, he's the main reason they're there. But I'm just saying to the Miami Heat, they got to add more pieces too, dude. Like, they got to add more pieces for Jimmy Butler. Obviously, Tyler Hero's been out most of the playoffs. I just think overall the Heat to run that deep was amazing. Shout out to Coach Eric Spoelstra. He's a champion. Won with D. Wade and LeBron James, Chris Bosh, those guys, Mario Chalmers, Ray Allen. It's just the list goes on, right? But I just think for the Miami Heat, you got to add pieces. But I don't see them coming back next year in the NBA Finals in 2024. I would not say the Miami Heat would. Out east, I would say it yet again, just like I did this year, even though it's wrong, should be the Boston Celtics, dude. I'm looking at the Boston Celtics and saying, how do you guys fumble the bag? You got so much talent. You got great role players. Marcus Smart, a great player. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. For some reason, I don't know what it is, they just don't mesh together. I don't know why. I think Jaylen Brown's going to go separate ways. I would love to see Jaylen Brown go to Los Angeles Lakers with LeBron. That would be great, dude. Or Kyrie to the Lakers with LeBron this offseason. That'd be great. But right now, the Denver Nuggets, they deserve it. Jokic deserves everything that he has right now, dude. He's worked his whole life to get there. And really, the second round, 41 overall pick, dude, to run it this far in the 2023 NBA Finals and win NBA Finals MVP, man. Jokic, well-deserved, the best player in the league right now. Hands down, right this second. Yes, you heard it from Cap, no Cap. Jokic is better than LeBron right now. Okay, I'll give him that. I'll give him his flowers. Give him his, in the moment right now. But I'm telling you what, the Denver Nuggets, dude, they can very well repeat. I cannot wait till the NBA season next year. Obviously, the playoffs are more better than the NBA or than the regular season. I just think the NBA landscape right now has definitely changed right now. We look back at the early 2000s and realize, dude, NBA was just so much different. You had your superstars play every single night, no matter what, dude. They wouldn't give any excuses. Nowadays, we see NBA players take weeks off, take every other game off for rest, dude. Like, come on, man. You're getting paid millions of dollars and you're going to rest one game, dude? And I can understand why the old heads are not happy with the younger generation of NBA players this year. And just in general, in the past 10 years, it just changed, dude. Ever since Kobe retired, the NBA's just kind of been slightly declining. And then obviously LeBron James, his prime, he's slightly declining in his prime. Once LeBron's out of the league, it'll be Steph Curry. Then when Steph Curry's out of the league, the NBA is going to just be a completely different landscape, dude. It's going to the legends in the early 2000s are all gone now. Except LeBron James, really. That's crazy to think, right, dude? Like, that is insane. Early 2000s all the way up until this point, I just think the NBA, the players, don't take days off. Don't take it for granted, man. You're playing the sport you loved your whole life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should want to play every single night, dude. Like, you're not going to war. You're not taking bullets, dude. You're not a soldier in the army, dude. You're not getting sniped at and bombed at. Like, come on. Like, you're playing a kid's game, really. You're not getting punched in the face either like the UFC cats are. Like, come on. I just think the NBA players should hold to a higher standard of saying, hey, this is a professional job. I'm making millions of dollars. I'm going to show up every single game, no matter what. Obviously, unless you're really injured. But I think a lot of the NBA players, I cap on that. They cap on the injuries and all that. But, the Denver Nuggets, the 2023 NBA champions, shout to Jokic one time. It's the Clown with Cap show. Let's go!